Hey people, Five Aces here, what's going on everyone? We are back in Tiberian Dawn and on the map Badland Ridges, which looks amazing. One of the newer 1v1 maps. Introducing our combatants. In the bottom left, spawning in the southwest. As GDI, it's ACM, the one and only. From Great Britain. His opponent is a bit more elusive. It is binary or 010010, who is from Germany and also a long-standing respected member of the TD community. Yep, we are doing this shit right here, right now. So a couple things to talk about. First off, I've switched my recording gear. So I'm actually recording with OBS and I'm like doing a combined recording. So finally the frame should be perfect, like the frame for my camera, which used to be off for, I don't know. It was never off on my preview when I recorded with what's it called, Fraps. And then it was never off in the preview, and then I started, then I just did the video, I rendered it, and it was shit. Turned out that the frame was fucked, and sometimes the scaling was off, so the RNG wheel of random technical issues had spoken, but it has spoken no longer, as we're hopefully gonna have the complete experience here with OBS, but I'm not going to advertise anything even if it's freeware. Instead we're gonna just focus on the game here. So both opting for a standard macro. We're seeing the classic War Factory rush, which is very prevalent in Tiberian Dawn. You don't usually see double racks opener or double ref opener or racks, anything like this, unless you're high. The match of the month is imminent. Yep, War Factory popping. Match of the month by So Scared. It's already casted. It's already on my hard drive. All I have to do is upload it. And it's gonna be hype as fuck. Let me just tell you that. Also, new stream imminent. I'm going to stream for now, I think every other Tuesday. So this Tuesday, they expect a 1v1 stream out of me. Also, in other news, Lorry Driver and Corrode are now both having a weekly schedule. So check those guys out. Lorry Driver is on, both are on Twitch. So and I'm more filling the YouTube niche. Alright, that's it for the technicalities here. We're gonna dive headfirst into the action. We're gonna see the Humvee, just scouting a cactus. And an immediate move out by the MCV of ACM. And the engineer is very ill-fated here. Has he? Yeah, he's seen it. Opts not to go for it. Oh, he's on a hunt. There we go. Engineer, down the drain, 500 credits. Say goodbye, kiss him goodbye. Very early construction of move out. And just trying for the block here. Could micro to kill the rocket soldier. Decides to fuck it and just park the Humvee somewhere safe, you know. It's gonna get towed, buddy. Oh, APC, and what's on the other end? On the receiving end, we're gonna have a comm center rush of 3 harvesters with an immediate MCV move out as well. Pretty good. First medium tank out, and that's why I love Tiberian Dawn. Those tanks, they can take a beating and they dish out some massive damage. So it's they just feel way more punchy. Like, they have more weight to them than in Red Alert, where they're little more than just glorified damage soaks. Whoa, this map is like littered with scorch marks. Pretty awesome. Haha, APC ain't gonna cut the mustard. APC should sound the retreat right now. Yeah, you can't dent the hole into this medium tank here. Very bad composition. Oh, also, they're not taking no prisoners here in war. War and love, everything's fair. Crushing civilians who are waiting in front of a hospital. Completely fine in in Binary's book. Now tackling the harvester, and look at the damage those guys are dishing out to both the refinery. It's like AoE. It's both the refinery and the harvester. Harvester booking it. Could get sniped still. Okay. 0-1 opting for unit preservation over going for the chase. Would probably be worth it. Sniping the harvester. But yeah, instead we're gonna have ACM retaining 4 harvesters, pretty good. But that's a bit of an oversaturation. Also, the changes in Tiberian Dawn have come in recently, and as of now, as it stands, you can't sustain 2 harvesters off a refinery anymore without building extra refineries or building silos, because I think the bay, the maximal capacity for the base has been reduced from 4,000 to 1,500 per ref. So yeah, now he can float the max of 4.5k. It's alright. Nice bug being shown here. The bug still isn't been fixed. It's a very useful bug. The tanks, like the guns of the tanks, the barrels still indicate where the enemy APC has been going. So yeah, gonna trail the APC. APC obviously faster, especially in the road, because it gives a percentage increase. There we go. And very much static infantry, so immediately ACM being forced into the defensive. That's not a position you want to be in. The comm center is also going to pay off big dividends probably because there is an airstrike imminent. Maybe 30 seconds off the timer. And finally the Rax is popping. What's it gonna be? Grens! Oh yeah! That's gonna be Grens indeed. Grens and medium tanks are pretty deadly. So what the Grens do in Tiberian Dawn, they have a very different role from Red Alert. They are not exploding for once. And instead they are just, I guess they're exploding, but it's very little damage they do to their own kin. And instead they're used to counter to AoE counter blobs. They just AoE fuck you if you don't move your army. So against Grens, scatter moves are very advisable. And we're gonna see a lot of stationary infantry, so let's see. Probably ACM probably preparing for an APC drop. Alright. What's it gonna be in the books? Yo, that's a lone engineer. Alright, trying to capture the oil derrick. There's one up top I didn't notice. So that makes 2 oil derricks. Probably not worth it rushing an engineer because the distance is so long. It takes at least, what? Someone told me it's like 1.5 minutes to pay for itself. I mean, no reason not to. But there is a big push imminent from 01. And ACM just hasn't scouted. What I would like to see is an Orca. In GDI mirror matchups, Orcas are the kingmakers. Because APCs are, past the early game, they're not useful. Or at least not used very much. And they are much more flimsy in terms of their anti-air capabilities. Because Nod has the very dedicated mobile SAM, which you don't need to micro, because they only have one purpose. Alright, now we're gonna see the AoE cluster fucking happening. Alright, let's go! Look at the AoE that's coming out from these Grens. One thing though, they are very vulnerable to tanks, obviously. And the reason for that being is that they dish out okay damage, but they can't hit moving targets for shit. So yeah, nice micro by 01. Now trying to find the snipe on the Tibref. Oh, on the Harvester. Well, the Harvesters are a bit of a different story because they auto-move. And we're gonna have a secondary push coming into the middle. Oh, this is looking bleak for ACM already. So on the left-hand flank, Binary is just pulling back. It's fine here. Airstrike coming in onto the service depot, or repair pad, as it's called here. Not killing it. But this opens up the tanks to just go buck wild onto the Tiberium refinery and the Harvester. Should do so right here. That's a clusterfuck. What is happening here? What is even focusing? There is one Harvester. Kill it! Ah, kill it with fire! Jeez, it's still alive. He should finish the job. By all accounts, he should finish it. Come on, do it! What is he focusing here? I'm not really getting the game plan here. That's a very cost-efficient trade for ACM, despite him not having the tech. More grain streaming in, has to sell off the refinery, but the Harvester survives. And now we've got a couple more grains. Let's see, is it enough? Depends on the focus fire, yeah, no. No. ACM just holding the position here, standing his ground. And what's the backup? 01 has opted for macro, the big macro game. Still no tier 3 out of anyone. ACM has redeployed as well. Ah, finally! You can find the snipe on the Harvester, please, this time, do it. And while they're at it, kill the repair facility. Oh no, he's found the comm center. Right, how's this looking from his position? Very good so far. If he's gonna get the comm center, he's gonna set him back by a big stretch. Yep. Look at the punch these tanks are packing. Jesus Christ. Couple nice crushes on the way out. Peace. Later. So here, that's unprotected grains, and that's not very smart, because the tanks are just gonna move in, they're gonna keep moving, avoid the damage, and yep, crush everything. Thank you, goodbye, sir. Not very advisable to split them up. You wanna maintain a very strong cluster of units if you're playing this style here. But yeah, 01 really making it work here. And the stationary infantry from ACM is just not fast enough, and they're getting caught off guard by the Grens once more. AoE clusterfuck is about to happen. Right, any follow-up? Another comm center for ACM. Good on that one. Very fast to rebuild it because you need to maintain tank production. Nothing that comes out at tier 0 can stop tanks. In the war factory at least. The 0-1 has found the damage he's been looking for. But he's not letting loose. Jeez. That's just units being rally pointed and streaming in from all over the map. Third expansion being taken by both. Fourth by ACM, but no ref yet. So it just remains to be seen whether this can be maintained. So one thing the Grens are not very good at is killing lone riflemen. Riflemen just move too much, too quick. Also, by the way, I hope the music and the sound are okay, because right now I'm not using external sound as I usually do. I'm just using the in-game soundtrack, and it's so kick-ass. Just usually I don't hear the soundtrack when I'm casting, but this is just getting me pumped here with the new setup from OBS. Right, the tank patch up here. The one-man tank patchwork family with a lot of minigunners and rocket soldiers that he adopted. It's very lonesome on the field here. Oh, Humvee? Probably just a scout V. Yo, there was a mod by Norman, one of the godfathers of Tiberian Dawn, and this mod allowed for Humvees to be manned by one infantry and then maintain the weapon of the infantry while also having the chain gun. And that was so kick-ass. The meta in this mod was just rocket soldiers in Humvees, like in 0 Hour, and it was glorious. Alright, gets a good read of the base here. But ACM needs a backup plan. What's he got in store here? That ain't gonna cut the mustard. Everything he's got here is geared towards defense. And look at 0-1's map coverage. He's just on the offense. He's going for the... You know, the Humvee should just go ahead and park on the tip riff. Block the spot, block the docking bay. And in comes a massive force. The brunt of the Grens. Is the airstrike ready? It isn't. This is gonna be a problem. Il problemo. Uh-oh. The AoE clusterfuck is about to happen once more. Needs to sell off everything. Later. And the comms are so close to the airstrike being finished, but it's forfeit. Look at the damage from the Grens. Sick. Here, there's tier 3 though. ACM is on tier 3, so it remains to be seen whether he can hold on to tier 3. Hold on to the ion cannon coming out. Ah, very good crushes. Very good crushes indeed. Oh, all the grains splattering to the ground. Yup, that's a very good no, not a comeback, but a very good cleanup. Airstrike coming in. Oh, ho, ho. Not finding much. The destroyed oil pump and the derrick were actually safeguarding the units from passing over there. It's a bit lucky. So the counter-offensive is being manned by ACM, but it's just gonna meet a wall of tanks and Grens. And if you don't move your units, the Grens are just going to screw your tanks. Wreckages also can tangle up your tanks, which is really annoying. Oh, I love this map. I love the debris, like the amount of debris that's being scattered, like scorched trees as well. Ah, it's so awesome. No one's taking the hospital because even in Tiberian Dawn, they found no use for the hospitals. Let's be real. Tier 3 is on maybe a 3-minute cooldown now. Not looking very good for ACM. Needs the crushes, needs more crushes on those Grens. Oh, that one was good though. Whenever you can kill a 5-stack of Grens with a tank, it's worth it. It's approximately how the math pans out in this equation here. Oh my god. So many rally points. 4th expansion for binary as well now. Everything is being mined up. You know what? ACM hasn't opted to retake his secondary. So he's a bit behind and he's trying to turtle, and turtling doesn't work versus this style. In Tiberian Dawn, you have infinite scaling via infinite production facilities. We're gonna check the incomes graph later. That's probably the Conyard being in peril. Nah. Too much infantry presence. Again, binary splitting up his army. Not a very sound choice here. ACM thinks he's being clever. with trying to repair his tanks, but there's just a death trap being set up here. Like, whole blockade being set up by the medium tanks of Binary. For some reasons, I'm just having a really hard time pronouncing his name. And I'm not going for a 0-1 either. Too many minigunners. The rockets completely out of position. Like, this is the problem about going for static D with the rocket soldiers. They are just so slow as molasses. So that's the secondary expansion crumbling here for ACM, who has just got one last ace up his sleeve. Unlike me, I've always got 5 of them. Alright, that's a nice rocket soldier density, but then could easily be picked apart by Grins. We are going to have to act if we want to live in a different world. Ah, soundtrack kicking it up a notch, cranking it up to 11. Look at the rally points. Finally, another fifth refinery being pumped, and this honestly looks like the original Red Alert, where you just spam everything, spam tanks out of every orifice of your base. That's a nice concave though. Let me put that in perspective here. Nice concave with the minigunners. So let's after the dust has settled, we're gonna check the combat stats, and ACM is ever so slightly ahead. Binary's broke as well, and both have roughly the same eco. 7k more lifetime earnings for Binary. That's to be expected, honestly. A massive blob and a not so massive blob to counter it, but there is an ion cannon waiting. Okay, so if he can get the comeback here via ion cannon, if he can scout this blob, I think the timer is like 30 seconds off, something. 10 seconds, alright. He's doing it. I would love to see a comeback here. Is it gonna happen? Not like this. Oh, it's been scouted by the minigunners though. So immediate reaction by Binary, by ACM, sorry. ACM safeguarding his tank, his bases from the tank here. The tank onslaught is about to commence, but he doesn't know that ACM has another ace up his sleeve. Alright. ACM probably gonna wait for the perfect moment, perfect opportunity. Yes! Oh my god! That was a massive ion cannon. Is it enough though? The mainstay force is just coming in so slowly. And here is a secondary army from Binary. While the first army is being cleaned up. Airstrike coming in. Pretty shitty vector. Yeah. Takes down a couple of minigunners. Nothing too big, but the power's down. That's a big one. Alright, the MCV has to unpack. And MCVs being sent packing means one thing. They can get chased down here. Alright, let's see. Binary is onto it. He has caught a whiff of the MCV. It needs to deploy stat. If the MCV gets killed, it's probably game. MCV needs to be protected. Tanks coming in. Alright. Binary letting loose. Letting go of the MCV for now. Can he find a spot to deploy? That's a very shitty spot to deploy. The tanks can probably shoot over the ridge. Oh, is it gonna happen? Oh, clench. ACM calling GG. Alright. Oh, that was an intense game. That was just a straight up 20-minute clusterfuck. Binary just playing it so well. Rally pointing from, let's see, let's do the math here. Just 2 war factories. 2 war factories and 3 barracks. Jeez, I can never get the pronunciation right. Especially not when I'm talking in a flurry. Alright, that was an amazing match. Really fun to observe and spec. Let's hope that the new settings are gonna work out. I'm gonna check after uploading them to YouTube. If not, I'm gonna recast this, but it's been a blast anyway. What do we learn from this? Mass over matter. And yeah, also Binary just using the sledgehammer. This was just brutal and ruthless. Ooh. Destroyed church. I love the assets. Like, you can pre-place destroyed or ruins of towns and of civilian buildings in Tiberian Dawn, which you can't do in RA. That's a feature I miss when I'm making maps. So yeah, also nice defense by ACM. The $1,000 iron cannon there, the $1 million iron cannon just scorching an entire land. Just the cactus survives. an entire convoy of tanks, medium tanks and infantry goes down, but the cactus still standing strong, and it's referred to as a tree. Anyway, that's a fantastic game. That's it for now. As previously stated, I'm looking forward to presenting the match of the month and also getting some live casts done or 1v1s on my next Tuesday stream. That's it for now. See you next time. 5 Aces out.
Battle control terminated.